Candice, thanks so much for your time. Your first runner comes up in the second race in the 4 number 8, Sheets and Goggles. Where's she at going into the start?
Yeah, she had a long break on the farm and she had a prep run back at Durbanville. I think she's probably looking, this is the right sort of trip for her. She's probably even looking for a little bit further. So she should run a much improved race this time. Maybe need another run before she's ready.
Third race, 3 runners. Let's start with number 5, From a Distance. Alda de Meyer takes her out. She's banging at the door.
Yeah, she went back to the farm for a break. So she's been back in the yard for all that long. She had a gallop here last week. She put up some nice work. I think it's quite a big field, so I think quite an open race. But I think if she doesn't need it too much, she will be competitive.
Berry Cliff's improved from run 1 to run 2. Are you expecting her to stay on that curve?
Much better run from her. She's just been very green, and she raced up quite handy last time, and she just didn't quite understand coming under pressure what she's supposed to do. So we've decided to give her one more run up the straight. I think she is looking for further, but I wouldn't leave her out of your exotics.
Nice to have Raymond Danielson here. You rode a grade 1 winner for you at Hollywood Bet Scotsville. He's on number 14, Viadel Corsair. First run, perhaps a little bit under par. Is she going to step up?
She needed it. Her first run. She's she's not been the soundest of fillies, so I've struggled. I can't really put her on the grass and do things like that. So I threw her in a race just to get her going. She didn't run too badly. She needed it quite badly. She's quite a heavy filly, so she takes a bit. Also probably looking for a bit further, but having another sprint just because of her greenness. So she'll probably need another race, yes.
Fourth race, start of the Pick 6, a horse that I know that you've always held in high regard. You've got a lot of very nice 3-year-old colts and geldings. One of those looks to be number 6, Kaibo. How pleased were you to see him get back on track last time?
Yeah, look, it was a really nice run from him last time. I think he took on a fairly decent field, and I think he won pretty well. Obviously taking on a much stronger field this time around, although it is in his own age group, so sometimes that works out a little bit easier for them. Not a big field, but it's a very competitive race. According to the ratings, he should be tied for last in that race. So we'll see. I think he'll run a decent race. Just have to see how good he is, but he certainly would have a money chance.
Then on to the 5th race, the Bantry Bay Stakes, sponsored by World Sports Betting. Start with number 1, Captain Arrow. He grows an extra leg at Hollywood Bets Durbanville. How do you think he'll go here?
No, I think he prefers Kennel. I think he'll prefer Kenilworth too. Last run at Durbanville was very disappointing, but they did go very hard in the 1,000, and he was under pressure the whole way to keep up with them. I think he'll definitely prefer the pace of a race at Kenilworth. It's a very open race, and it's a competitive race, so it's a little bit of a step up for him. Obviously he's getting a little bit of a weight advantage, but it's hard for me to assess his chances in this race. Simply on that last run, I think he's definitely better than that last run. So I'm hoping for improvement, but a tough race.
And then future varieties are still a burn to get him towards the Cape Flying and the Data?
It's difficult with him, to try and get a proper prep going with him. And every time, he's only a young 4-year-old, and he's got to carry 62. He's got a big weight to carry and not very well in at the weights. So yeah, a little bit tough for him in these races. But he's doing nicely. It was a much improved run from him this time. I've actually got a tongue tie on him this time around. He was making a little bit of a noise last time, so hopefully that makes a difference. But I think it's a very competitive race, and he's got a big weight to carry. 3
runners in the Summer Bowl. You got one of the big 3. You got Red Palace, who sauntered to victory last time at Hollywood Bets Durbanville, knowing that she's probably going to go the traditional Paddock Stakes and Mallorca Stakes route. How ready is she for Saturday?
Look, she's still not at her peak or her best. Where I don't need her to be at that place right this minute. I still need her to have another run to bring her to where I need to be. She's got bigger fish to fry towards the end of the season, so I've tried to keep her a little bit fresh. But she also galloped here on Thursday. Very nice work. She's obviously a very decent filly, and she's certainly will have a good chance there. But is she quite at her peak and tops? No, she's not. But as she may well still be good enough for that.
Where's Rainbow Lorikeet at?
Yeah, she's actually doing well. She's come on nicely from that run. She's probably looking for a little bit further. Might be a bit tough for her to take on a filly like Red Palace at this stage. She's heading towards the Victor Stakes. So yeah, she's doing well. She'll definitely prefer the extra 200 meters or so, but possibly also better over a bit further.
And then Gold Poke again, the stable companion. She's so underappreciated in that she's always run her race, and she just kind of gets lost in the sort of the big 3 that she's taking on here.
That's the thing. She's just below those horses, Alistair, and it's a pity because she's such an honest filly, and she never runs a bad race, and it doesn't really matter what distance you put her over either. She's very versatile. She never shows a huge amount at home. She's a big filly, and she also came to gallop here, but she's doing well enough, and she'll run well, and where that puts her, we'll have to see, but she certainly won't be far off it.
Then you got Empire State in the 8th race, who holds an entry for the Hollywood Bets Cape Guineas. The last start was a mess. He was so unlucky. Where's he at, and is this a bit of a test to see if he's grade 1 worthy?
Yeah, look, I don't know if he's grade 1 worthy at this stage, Alistair. He's very much an immature horse. He's a big baby still. He's got a lot of improving to do. Thankfully he got a draw this time around, because I think otherwise he might be a little bit lost in a 1400. I think he's definitely going to go a little bit further as he gets a bit stronger and he matures. But he is a very nice horse, and I think once I don't think quite right this minute he's going to show his true potential. But he's certainly a horse that's on the up and improving, and again, it's a big field. It was quite a rough race last time, especially in the early parts of the race, and he was a little bit lost after that. So I'm hoping for a much better run from him if the 1400 is not a little bit sharp.
Ninth race, another horse that looks like he's getting to grips, is number 12, Future Frequency. Where's he at?
Yeah, also a horse that's going to be a very nice staying time. There were the two races on the day, the 2000 and the mile. I opted to go for the mile. It looked like a slightly easier race. I think he'll love the long straight. Still think he wants a little bit further than the mile, but the other race, these open handicaps are tough races, and over 2,000 meters, having to give away, weight to a lot of the horses there as a young horse was a bit of an ask for him, I think. So I've opted to run in the mile. Might just find it still a little bit on the sharp side, but he is a nice horse and he's an improving horse, and I would include him.
And then the final race, two runners. Let's start with number 6, Bomber Bay. Where's he at?
Yeah, look, I think this is his trip that he's looking for, and I think he'll enjoy the long straights at Kenilworth. Much better option for him. He ran had a prep run last time. It wasn't too bad. It was better suited to Kenilworth. He didn't enjoy Durbanville at all. So he's an okay horse, Alistair. He'll win a race or so over a bit of ground. Doesn't show a huge amount at home, but hopefully over this sort of trip and with a lightweight, he can be fairly competitive.
And then at the end of a busy day, number 10, Johnny Drama with Oswald on board. He also looks like he's heading in the right direction.
He is also looking for a bit of ground. I think possibly, I don't know whether this is the right kind of race for him, these handicaps, because he doesn't have a merit rating, so he's still having to give away quite a bit of weight. So might need another run before he's ready to go. He needs to strengthen up a bit, but a much improved run from him last time, and I think over a bit more ground, I think he'll be okay.
Have a lovely day. Can't wait.
Thank you.